Hello fantastic people, I hope you are doing great. In this short episode I would like to show you some of my favorite attributes. Attribute in C# is a special structure that can be inserted above a piece of code in order to provide some extra functionality. It consists of names surrounded by squared brackets, sometimes with extra parameters provided between regular ones. Let's get to it. Here I have a simple 3D spaceship. I start by creating a ship script. Above the class name, I'm adding my first attribute, RequireComponent. It expects me to provide a one parameter, which is the type of the component I want to require. It will become clear in a second. As you see, I set it to require the rigid body component. Once I drop the script on the ship object, the rigid body component is automatically added. Also, I won't be able to remove any component required by any of the scripts on the object. Just please keep in mind that if you add the RequireComponent attribute when the script is already on the object, the component won't be added. If you have ever forgotten to add the component to the script, you are definitely one of us. And that's the reason you should subscribe to my channel and maybe even join our Discord server. You can find a link in the description. Now let's have a look at some attributes that will help us to organize our inspector. First one is header. The text that you provide to it will be displayed above the variable you annotated. Second one is Tooltip. The message you give it will be displayed when you hover over a variable. Sometimes you don't want to introduce new section with a header, but some extra space would be very useful. That's what the space attribute can be used for. And the next attribute is range. It changes the regular number input to a slider that allows you to select a value between two values you provided. Sometimes there are variables that you want to be public, but you don't want to be able to modify them from the inspector. For example, let's say nobody should be able to modify directly the health and shield values. We can achieve that by using HideInInspector attribute. Sometimes we have the opposite situation. We have a variable that should not be accessible by other scripts, but we want it to be visible in the inspector. For that, we can use SerializeField attribute. Now it's time for my two favorite attributes. The first one is the ContextMenu. Sometimes it would be nice to have methods that would help you do some testing or some setup. In our example, we have a simple method that resets the health and shield of the ship. I'm annotating it with the attribute ContextMenu. I'm providing the path, which will provide structure to all the methods annotated with this attribute. You will see what I mean in a second. Now I click with the right mouse button on the script's name. As you see at the very bottom I have new item, ship, and then my reset health method. Once I click it, the method is executed. The most fantastic thing about it is it works in both editor and in play mode. And then we have the last attribute, but definitely not the least. RuntimeInitializeOnLoadMethod. What's important here is that I'm adding it to a method in a class not extending the mono behavior. The static method I will annotate with it will be executed directly after the awake methods of all the objects in the scene are called. So what are your favorite attributes? Do you have one? If so, let us know in the comment. Have a fantastic day, love you and bye bye.